everyone, it's Karen here and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Today I wanted to take a moment to have a little bit of a time out from all of my tutorials and all of the inspiration that I normally share here on the channel and talk to you about something a little bit different. Today I wanted to talk about that big beast that we all struggle with, and that is comparisonitis, and how we can use that to our advantages when it comes to creating more in our art. As always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any of the tutorials and inspiration that I share here on my channel. So without further ado, let's get stuck into the conversation. So comparisonitis is something that we all deal with from time to time, some more than others, and it's sometimes more than others as well. But I'm going to share with you my 4 tips on how to get over comparisonitis and use it to your advantage. So the first thing we have to remember when we're looking at comparisonitis and when we're comparing ourselves with other people is, what are we comparing ourselves against? What is this person putting out there that you're comparing yourself to? So when we kind of really start to analyse that, you have to start looking at the first thing, and that is this even something that you want to do? You could be comparing your work with somebody who does amazing faces. Say for example, Jane Davenport. I could be comparing myself to her and I'd be like, oh my gosh, my faces and my people are never going to be as good as Jane Davenport's. And then I kind of get to thinking, actually, is Jane Davenport's style even something that I want to have in my work? Do I even want to have faces and people in my work? It's not something I've ever explored because it's not something that's ever appealed to me. So instead of comparing myself with her in terms of how good are my faces, I would be looking at comparing myself with her as in, she has this amazing mixed media line. She has all of these amazing products. I want to do that as well. So I'm trying to see where I am against her, but not looking at her as competition, looking at her as inspiration. So the first thing that I would definitely recommend is analyse, what are you comparing yourself against with this person that you're comparing yourself with? Is their style, is what they're doing, is what they're putting out there even something that you want to try and use? If it is, great, we can use that as inspiration. If it's not, put it away. Put it to one side. You don't need to be comparing yourself with that person because what that person is putting out there is not even something that you want to do. So the second thing to remember when we're talking about comparisonitis is that we have to keep first and foremost in our minds, what is it that we want to do? So what is it in your artwork, in your creative life that you want to improve upon? So really concentrate on that as opposed to what everyone else is doing. What is it that you want to improve? So if you've narrowed things down and you've kind of said, okay, well, I really would like to improve on drawing my flowers. I would really like to improve on my colour choices. I would really like to improve on my watercolours. That's fantastic. When you are starting to compare yourself, always remember, first and foremost in your mind, what is it that I want to do? So if you're comparing yourself with someone else who's doing something similar, that's fantastic because you can use what they're doing as inspiration instead of negatively looking at everyone else and say, oh, well, that's not going to be great and that's not going to be as good as me and that's not going to be as good as me. So these two parts come together, remembering what it is that you want to do, and also, is the person that you're comparing yourself even doing what you want to? And if they're not, you move on and you find someone who is doing something that you really enjoy, and you start to look at them as more of an inspiration and less of a comparisonitis. So the next thing that we want to think about is what is working for other people who are doing what we want to do. So I'm not talking about going out and finding somebody and exactly copying their style or doing everything that they're doing, but really start to analyse, what is it that they're doing that's working for them? If you're comparing yourself with an artist that is on social media that has this huge following and has a great YouTube channel and sharing all of these inspiring things, start to look at them and see, okay, what is this person actually doing? What are they doing on a daily basis? So they're sharing their work, they're sharing things multiple times a day, they're taking really great photographs of their work, they're really spending time connecting with their audience and sharing all of their inspiration. Maybe the person that you're comparing yourself to is working really hard on producing gorgeous floral spreads. Someone like Alyssa Burke. Alyssa Burke has been working for years and years and years and years at this, and she's just practiced and practiced and practiced. She's got to the point now where she doesn't even need to think when she sits down. She just creates these amazing floral pages. So maybe you need to start putting in that kind of time and effort. Stop looking at your work and saying, oh, I'll never be as good as this person. Remember that the person you're comparing yourself to has been working super hard at this for a very long time. So look at their work as inspiration, see what you can take from it and see what you can start to improve on today and keep on improving every day. And my last and probably my hardest tip that I can give you when you're dealing with comparisonitis is to step away from social media. Stop looking at Instagram, stop looking at Pinterest. Why do you have to look at them? You don't. You don't have to look at them to get inspiration. If you want to start working on florals or faces or anything like that, then you can find inspiration outside your front door, out in the garden, in the library. Go and get a book. Why are you searching on Pinterest for all these tutorials on how to draw faces? You will only end up comparing yourself with all the other amazing, beautiful, curated, edited, super edited, okay, work that's out there. So you don't need to be putting yourself in front of these images all the time. Of course your work is not going to be as amazing as theirs is straight away. So start to look for your inspiration offline. You're then looking inside yourself, you're looking at your own skills, and you're really concentrating on your own things rather than comparing yourself with all of the other hundreds and thousands of people that you see every day come across your Instagram feed, your Pinterest feed, anything like that. I know it's so easy to get sucked into that black hole, and we only end up feeling worse for it when we come out. So stop using social media as your inspiration and start looking to within yourself for your inspiration, and I know that you will find that your style and your skills will grow so much more for it because it's coming from you within yourself. So thanks so much for watching. I hope that you find these tips useful and put them into real life practice. I'd love to hear from you if you have any hints or tips about what you do to avoid comparisonitis, and if you do find yourself falling into it, how do you use it to your advantage? You can leave me a comment below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.